What you tell them? Yeah. Pain come and get it, get rap. Yeah. Success is only took it like a kid now. Up in NY, I'm going across the Brooklyn Bridge. They become the Flatbush. This is how Brooklyn live.
What's happening? What's happening? Flatbush Famous, man. Got a guest on the line today. Somebody gave me some time. Appreciate you. Got Lamar Kingwood, aka Mr. 8th Ave. How you doing today, Mister?
What's going on? What's going on? How you?
I'm good, man. I'm glad you made some time for an old head like me. Appreciate you stepping into the Flatbush Famous arena. You know, want to chop it up with you.
Glad I was, invited. You know what I'm saying? Glad to be here.
Well, sometimes I just reach out to certain people. I call it checking on my brother's mental health. So nowadays things are so twisted out here. I be when I text somebody, it's like, how's your mental health? That's the question nowadays. So I think that's something we take for granted, mental health. So how you doing?
Definitely. I'm well, man. I'm in a good space. Just moving forward with some projects and some things. I heard you discussing earlier about your real estate stuff and things like that and trucking companies. So, we all trying to strive to do better, to put the next generation in a better position, you know what I'm saying? And that's just basically what I'm doing with my trucking company and really trying to get this real estate thing off the ground because, it ain't easy.
No, it's not
it's
easy.
Worth it.
Yeah, it's doable.
It's doable. You always told me that.
It's doable.
You always told me that. He's like, it's doable. You can do it.
Funny, so, I've been wanting to get into the trucking industry for I think about 12 years ago. A comrade of mine, his name was Panna. He was like, yo, some dudes that we knew had transitioned out of the street and was dispatching and, they was like, yo, get your trucks and we'll put it on the road and stuff like that. But everything with me is timing. So I think at the time, it just wasn't the time, right? So I always wanted to get into the trucking industry. I just never really stepped into it. So recently I stepped into the trucking industry and I love it because it's one place I feel you can be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to, dress any different, talk any different. You can work from home if you're dispatching. And if you like to drive, you can really work at your leisure and it pays well, So the trucking industry is like, to me, it's like the streets or, the bar, the liquor game when the money comes quick. You can really set yourself up with the right dispatcher to be successful. So tell me a little bit about yours. What you got going on with your trucking company?
Yeah, well, right now I'm just doing the box trucks, 26 footers.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And, we got contracts with Ashley Furniture, Lowe's, Ulta Beauty, Sally's Beauty, Five Below, the little store where the little kids go and spend their little money. Everything's under $5. Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly where that's at.
Yeah, I know you got shorties that go there.
Mm-hmm.
And we just got the contracts with them and I think we get paid by the mile in the radius. Because my company is going to be based out of North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like it's just more opportunity down there. You know what I'm saying? Than as opposed to doing it in New York. It's an easier place to park the truck down there, than New York. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. Yeah. So
to drive a truck in New York, a box truck in New York City, you got to be a different type of dude, man.
Yeah, I used to work on one.
To try to park and make deliveries with a box truck in New York City, I don't even think I have the nerve. I don't have the nerves for that. You know what I'm saying?
You got to fight. I used to work on.
That's hard money.
I used to deliver linen.
That's hard money.
The driver would always get into it with other drivers, and then I'm hopping out the truck, and we, you know what I'm saying, and it was just always a thing. It was always a thing. You blocking the street, they feel or whatever. You trying to unload your truck, they honking. So
I don't even know how that's possible in certain New York City streets. How can you even? There's no way to even park to stop it with a 26 footer and do a delivery without blocking up the street. It just is what it is, right?
It just is what it is. It's like the garbage truck. What you gonna do? You gonna wait till the garbage man finish? You gotta wait till I finish my delivery. Yeah, but the Carolinas is more spread out. It's more open. It's more space. I was fortunate enough to get in with my cousin who's already in the industry, and she kind of pulled me in and like plugged me right in. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really have to maybe go over some of the other hurdles that someone else may have if they didn't have someone that was
Right.
in. So I
Right.
kind of was blessed and was grandfathered in. So I'm appreciative of that.
So basically, she had dedicated lanes.
Yes.
That's what they call it. So basically, she got lanes where they got contracts with, certain warehouses and companies. So that's how they're able to put the drivers in a lot of those lanes. Crazy thing, they don't even be having enough drivers or trucks. So you can never really step on anybody's toes in the trucking industry. It's like so much work for everybody. It would be no reason to hate on a person or their business in the trucking industry. That's what I like about it. But yeah, I'm kind of familiar. So what I did was I jumped in on the dispatcher side with red light trucking, logistics, and I partnered up with a young lady, just a dispatcher, and we're working now bringing on other dispatchers. And then I started a trucking company as well. So I've been busy the past probably about a month and a half now with this trucking stuff, man. But it's definitely dope, man. I think that a lot of brothers should jump into it. A lot of sisters to look to dispatch. You can do it from home.
You could do it from home, and not only that, the brothers, if see, the one thing I don't know if everybody knows, but just putting it out there for your listeners, with the box truck, you don't need a CDL, and that's really why I did it, because even though you make more money with the tractor trailer, obviously, but with the box truck, if something happens, I don't have a CDL, I could get in and drive it if I need to, because I'm a driver. I could drive. You know what I mean? And so that's one of the reasons. And they're more affordable to park. You know what I mean? To fix. It's not much going on with them. You know what I'm saying? The maintenance is slow. Right. So that's one of the reasons why I chose the box truck as opposed to the tractor trailer.
The only thing with that is that the insurance is damn near the same. Most of the insurances is it's not too far off from a tractor trailer, from a power head to a box. The insurance is the fine, everything is pretty much the same. So that's why some people probably prefer to just go ahead and get a rig. Get a power head and just keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? But
and those are some people that know how to excuse me, that know how to drive them and things like that. Because I heard all the war stories. You know what I'm saying? Like I heard people say people left their trucks at a rest stop and took the tires off and left it there, and as soon as they get paid, they'll just leave your truck and don't come back. So a lot of owners, what they're doing now, they're putting clauses in the contracts, just to let your listeners know, to give some game that was given to me. If you want to quit, they hold your last paycheck for 2 weeks. You can't just quit.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
You know what I'm saying? So that way it gives the employer, us, more time to find someone else to replace that. Because dudes will get their last paycheck and just leave your truck and won't even say that they're not coming back. Right, I've seen that. Right. I've heard those stories as well.
Right. So, and that's another reason why a lot of people don't like to work on percentage with drivers. Because I was asking, the dispatchers that's training me, Bianca, I was asking why would you not just give them a percentage of every load? But if some guys work until they're content, right? So if I'm content on making $5,000 a week or every 2 weeks, and then I got in my mind, well, I'll just hit my number and I'll fall back. So he'll work for 2 weeks and be like, man, you don't even know when he don't want to work for another 2 weeks because he made enough money. You know what I'm saying? So giving them a percentage is kind of hard too, because guys going to work, to their belly full, and they're going to call out sick anyway. So that's a lot of tricks with the trucking industry and just trying to hire people. That's why I just wanted to partner up with Bianca and the rest of the Red Light Logistics crew and have them train me. And we're constantly on Zoom calls and texting and phone calls, and even my man DJ Action, he got a Box 26. He got a trucking company too. So me and Ack been in contact lately, just going through logistics with his. He got a 26 foot with a lift gate as well, and a few other guys I know. So yeah, it's definitely some money to be made in this trucking game, man. The other good thing about it is that you can transition that trucking money right into real estate.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, that's what I've seen. Like, I wanted to be in it for a long time, but when I've seen, what you were doing, where you're doing it at, and how you're doing it, I was just like, damn, I was like, how the fuck did he? Excuse my language. I was like, how the hell did he do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga's building something. He's building somebody's house. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that that alone just inspired me more that I could do more than just buy a house, fix it, and flip it.
Right, right.
So watching that process with you in the acres, I said, nah, I don't just gotta buy a house, fix it, and flip it and sell it.
Right, right.
I
You can
can I
develop.
can I can develop. You know what I mean?
Right,
Because I'm watching it be done.
right,
You know what I'm saying? So as I'm watching it, you know what I'm saying, and being inspired by it, like, well, I could do it too.
right.
That just opened up the spectrum for me tremendously with everything that's just going on with that game. Because I'm sure it's a lot of stuff that I don't hear about with the development part of it. You know,
Oh
that you're
yeah,
developing a part of it. You know, dealing, you know,
absolutely.
like you know, I think you were telling me one day about a soil sample, and I'm like, what's that? And you was
Yeah.
telling me they got to test the dirt, and I'm like, test the dirt for what? It's dirt. And you like all dirt, and you was like all dirt ain't dirt. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
All
you
soil
know,
ain't good soil, right?
all soil ain't good soil. So it's just those things that you know we didn't know. You know what I mean? That a lot of us don't know, and that we get to hear from the people who's actually doing it.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? So me and you are actually doing trucking, so people can hear from us. You know what I'm saying? They say, "Yo,
right,
Shorty doing it." And I mean, like, yo, Kev doing it. The OG. And then now, you know, when you building somebody's home, when you're done, you're gonna be building somebody's dream. Somebody's home is their dream. Most
right.
people in America, right?
Absolutely.
So that alone just blew my mind. I'm sitting here like, oh snap, you're gonna build somebody's home. You know what I mean? Instead of me
Right,
buying it and fixing it and flipping it, I now have someone I can reference to that I can get on the phone and say, yo, I see some
mhm,
acres, some 3 acres, yo. How do I go about acquiring it?
right. Well, there's a lot of deals that I missed out on that just wasn't a good deal. So I think I've been training myself mentally to be able to identify a deal. You know, every deal ain't a good deal. So
Mm.
I went at it enough to realize what's a good deal and what's a bad deal. So everything I start in my mind, like everything I'm doing, is out of my mind first. So I don't have experience developing, but I've lived long enough to know and see what I have inside of my head. You know what I'm saying? So I'm able to pull it out of my head and put it into actual physical form. So that's the dope stuff. Now the rest of it is really just being a good person and being kind to people and paying your bills and invoices on time. So when I call people, when I call them, or when I do my little text, anybody know if I text you that money bag symbol with a money bag on emoji,
Yeah.
yeah. If you see me text you that, then then pick the phone up when I call. I'm calling right after that. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna
So
hit
I
you
have
with
a
the money
question.
bag. I'm gonna hit you with the money bag, and then I'm gonna call you. And most of the people pick up.
Yeah, if they smart, right? But
Yeah.
my question is this, right? How do you know what's a good deal and how did you get to the point to recognize what's a good deal and what's not a good deal?
By gambling and taking risk. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have anything to reference from. You know, I don't have a big brother or somebody that's close to me that really just is successful and can show me what success really look like, and not only can show me but put me on the path and kind of guide me up the path of success. That's more like a mentor. I really don't have a constant mentor and stuff like that, but I mentor myself. You know what I'm saying? So with me, I just had to take risk. And then if I go out and I'm not successful at it, then I just look at what's wrong and come back and cure that and then go right back at it. You know what I'm saying? Like if the bank tells me, hey, X, Y, and Z, and I don't have Z, then and I submit it and they say, hey, you need Z, then I go back and I get Z and I put it back in. You understand what I'm saying? Like I don't quit. You have to just understand what it is, do it, whatever's wrong, cure it, and then go right back at it. You know, even if it's a credit card, they're gonna tell you why they denied you. Okay, this, and this. Then you take your time. It could be a year, 6 months. You fix whatever it is, and then you go back at it. You know,
So being persistent.
um, believing in yourself. First of all, just really like believing in yourself. Like it's okay to lose. You don't have to believe in yourself because you're expecting to win out of the situation. You know what I'm saying? sometimes you just believe in yourself enough to try it. You know, try it. You know what I mean? If you win, you win. Everything's not going to be a win, but at least believe in yourself enough to make the first step to try it, to take a gamble on yourself. You understand where I'm coming from?
That was powerful, man. That, you know, a lot of people need to hear that. A lot of brothers need to hear that, because I think we look at, yo, I got a 580 credit score, a 600 credit score. I'm not going to be able to, you know, get the funding I need or whatever. And you just sat here and said, well, you may not get it now, but in 6 months you might be able to get it.
Yeah, because you can actually see what needs to be fixed. Everybody knows their credit score. You pretty much know what's weighing you down. So if you know it's weighing you down, it's ways to fix it. It's quick fixes. There's little boosts that, you know, people know how to do with credit. If you want to get stuff removed temporarily to actually boost your score, to grab what you got to grab while you grabbing it, then, you know, whenever go back down, to go back down. But in that time period, you got your stuff removed real quick to bust a move, or you got trade lines added on real quick to bust the move you need to bust. You understand where I'm coming from? So it's always a way. I can't see a credit score or anything on God's green earth stopping me or a person that's determined from doing what they really want to do. There's nobody in the way, because if you're telling me a 580 is weighing you down, then you're just telling me you the one that's in your own way. That's like a you problem. You in your own way.
Yeah.
You created that 580, so you telling me that you in your own way. The bank ready to get to you. You in your own way, beloved.
Dreams don't work unless you work them. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to start backwards. Like a trick that I do, right? And this is just real talk. You know, I'm not here to tell anybody to do what I do. I'm just telling you how my brain think, my genius, how I think. Sometimes I work backwards, right? Like for prime example, I never explained it, so let me see if I can grab my train of thought. So check it. So, all right. So you want to move, say you wanted to move to North Carolina, right? In your mind, you can see the size house. Tell me what size house you think you dream of. What's your dream house? What size?
Probably like 6,500 square feet.
All right. You want a 6,500 square foot house, 5 bedrooms, all this stuff, right?
3 bathrooms. Yeah.
So as you saying, I see you smiling. You can envision that house. You can envision the finish line. You know what you want. You know what you wanted. The finish line is there, right? You know that. And now you got to start to work backwards at getting to the goal instead of trying to go this way to the goal. You know what it is. Okay, what's the next step to get? You know what I mean? Right? And then you work backwards at it. Fixing my credit, get my money right, have the money sit in the bank, do all this stuff. Then I apply. Boom, I got the fucking loan. Work backwards at it instead of trying to, you know what I'm saying? Look for a house. Some people go look for a house and they ain't even ready. That's why real estate agents don't even want to take you to go look at a house no more unless you got a pre-approval letter. You're wasting people's time. If you don't have a pre-approval letter, most agents don't want to even take you out to say, "What I'm going to take you out? You're not even pre-approved." That's a whole nother process that you need to do before you start looking. So you got to work backwards. You know what I mean? Work backwards at it.
I have another question, right? Because
what about my questions, man? Why you keep asking me questions? This ain't the interview.
Because
from me. We want to hear from
I'm
you.
learning. Because this is a learning
interview.
Oh, my interview.
Yeah,
I just have one more question about. So, like, I've had the pleasure of knowing and seeing you start many businesses, right? Because even when you was selling clothes, right, I was like, what the fuck is he gonna sell clothes for? I said, okay, he think he's the freshest nigga in the world, but I'm like, how is he gonna sell clothes? Right? I said, how is he gonna know what to buy to sell? How is he gonna know what to do? You know what I'm saying? And I guess you just took a shot.
Yeah, it's just a passion. That was just a hobby that ended up paying me. Like, I love clothes, you know what I'm saying? I love fashion, you know what I'm saying? I'm Flatbush, you know. I grew up in Flatbush, just seeing some fly guys, bro. Like, you know, like some really fly dudes, man.
Yeah, me too.
You know?
Yeah,
I remember really like.
I seen some fly cats out of Brooklyn. Yeah, the Flatbush. You know what I'm saying?
going around on Nostrand Avenue, man, and just running into dudes with their Pumas, man. They dudes had their laces, it was just right. They socks, they pants, they belt, the BVDs. Some of them have on 2 BVDs. They have on the regular with the white BV, the tank top BVD over the BVD with the 360
joints,
waves, 360 joint crazy. Some of them going to the side waves,
with the part,
faded just right, dude. Look like he just came home, and you know what I'm saying. The high pro glow fronts in his mouth, man. I idolized that growing up. That was like super. That was like a superhero. You know, when you see a dude like that, you might have the boombox radio, or he had the KLR 650, man, back then. You know, you like, yo, you know, before dudes really got of age, before the crack era, basically. You know what I'm saying? This when guys was really doing stick ups and breaking and entering before the drugs, you know, because nobody couldn't afford cocaine back then. You're talking like 1980, 79. You know what I'm saying? It was really a heroin era. You know what I'm saying? Most of the guys was coming back from Vietnam, so the heroin had took over. You know what I'm saying? That's that Frank Lucas Matthews and all them era. So right after that, that's when we came up. You know, I was born in 71, so these guys came out 81 and 82, 83. It was crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? So I got my style from there. So that was always inside of me. So when I went down south, I just wanted to create some income for myself, but I also was trying to create a reason to stay. You know what I'm saying? Like I was trying to find a reason to really say, yo, I got something worth staying down here for, that I would forfeit my life that was good in New York and bring all my cars down and, you know, liquidate things and, terminate certain leases, paying to get out of leases. I had to do all of that, right? So I had to find a reason that was worth it. Now, I had every other reason in Atlanta. Atlanta was beautiful when I got down there. It's like 07, 08. It was beautiful. I mean, it was beautiful. Like when I moved down here, but I was playing around down here before that. But when I started really like coming down, my mom's was down here and I would come down here all the time. It was like 07. And Atlanta was crazy. It was crazy.
Days.
Yeah, this town was nice. It was nice. You know what I'm saying? It was like coming towards the end of the niceness. You know what I'm saying? I say around 2010, it kind of got, you know what I'm saying, really, you know, once the Instagram or whatever, the MySpace and all that stuff, like, right. Whatever came after MySpace was cool. Whatever came after that, that's
Twitter,
what got whacked. Twitter. Now, I was home for Twitter. Right after whatever came after Twitter. So whatever came after that, that's what fucked it. I think it was Instagram. It wasn't Facebook and Twitter. It was probably Instagram came after that. Yeah, Snapchat. Instagram, that's when it got crazy. Yeah, that's when things were no longer, you know, because I started seeing things in the mirror. Like I would see a dude like taking pictures of another dude, bottles going by with his sparkles. You know what I'm saying? And then the next day I see him posting like those was his sparkles. And I wasn't used to that. I was like, what the hell going on? So that's when I think the industry and things just got whack. You know, everybody became a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? Overnight.
Yeah, overnight.
You know what I'm saying? Here we was all these years really buying the cars, really buying the bottles. Say nigga, Instagram come out, they could be who he want to be. So yeah, Atlanta went downhill, man. But still nice. Still better than, you know, where I came from. So what's going on with you in Jersey? How's Jersey? How's New York? How they treating you up there?
It's good, man. You know, I can't complain. I actually like Jersey. You know, Bergen County is still Bergen County. You know, they ain't letting no bullshit going over there. Them crackers ain't playing. You know that. You was there. You know they ain't playing. You know, it's still, the parks is still nice. You know what I'm saying? The people are still nice. It's still good looking people to look at. You know what I'm saying? So still nice cars over there. And like, you know, the weather's not. I've been seeing a lot of Lambos out lately, and them white boys and the black dudes, they've been bringing out their Lambos and bringing out the Lambo trucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, if few dudes is doing, you know, is still doing them. You know what I'm saying? You know, like living. You know, Jersey's a different live than New York City. Yeah, that's why we all come over here when we get a little something. You know what I mean? When we can afford it. You know what I'm saying? But I think for the most part, I think it's just New York as a whole. You know, because that's where we from. You know what I mean? I think the whole energy and vibe there is just the morale of it is gone. Somebody was asking me that the morale in New York is gone. You know what I mean? That whole You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm a stand-up dude. I'm a stand-up individual. Not even on no street stuff, just being a stand-up human. I think a lot of that is gone, and people have lost their way due to Instagram and stuff like that. To one in the front for the gram and look like they got more than what they got, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Dudes are robbing each other now, killing over nothing. They killed the dude 8 o'clock in the morning the other day. How you kill somebody 8 o'clock in the morning? People still cooking bacon at 8 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
is the level of morale is down.
I think things really been going on. I think it's more, publicized and more videos and cameras and stuff going on. Like you never used to see stuff. You would hear about whatever you can hear about in your area, but these phones is making it accessible for everybody to see crime and things that's happening all over the nation and then even in other countries. You know what I'm saying? But when the gangs, it's just like when certain people get a hold of anything, it's good and bad. The internet is a beautiful thing, right?
Yeah.
People became millionaires and billionaires because of the internet, and that's why the metaverse is up next, and that's why most guys were trying to get into the metaverse now because we already know that we just missed a wave with the internet. So you're not gonna miss the next wave. You know what I'm saying? But you can use it for good and bad. They promote. You can promote good. You can promote bad. So now you're giving dudes, the gang members, dudes that's in the street, you're giving them a tool to promote whatever they feel like promoting. You know what I'm saying? Dudes is doing stuff to other dudes and then going on social media and taunting them. Like dudes is keeping score, like, yeah, the score is 11-6, like or 11-1, like we killed 11 of y'all only killed one, like, and putting in music and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the biggest rappers is putting in the music. They talking straight drill, drive-by, drill music. And these dudes is platinum selling artists. Why you ain't drilling nothing? Like, you ain't sending nobody to do nothing. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
it's influenced the guy that doesn't have the same financial status as a baby, or you gassing him up to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That shit crazy, man.
Until them alphabet boys come, that's a whole nother topic. You know what I mean? Like when you standing in that court when they say United States of America versus Lamar Kingwood, you like, oh, hold up, the country versus me. I was like, what I do to them? You know what I'm saying? Like this, and that's how a lot of these dudes be folded. You know what I'm saying? And they don't understand. These young boys. I seen them in court and in the van. Yo, I popped a swammy. I'm this, I'm that. The minute they come back in from court, yo, I ain't doing 10 years for you, son. I ain't doing 20 years for you. I don't care. And I tell them, I said, that's what niggas who pop the swammy get.
Yeah.
That's what they do to niggas who pop the swammy. You said you pop your swammy, right? So, I just think overall here, I know killing is going on everywhere in the country, unfortunately, but, for where we from and things like that, the level of morale is just down. Everything is down. You know what I mean? Like the quality of even hanging out is down. There's no way to even hang out no more. So I don't go out unless I'm down there.
So
you know what I mean?
Yeah. So why don't people just go hang out somewhere else? Why don't you just move somewhere else? I'm not going to be in a tug of war. If I'm losing, I'm losing. If everybody else morale is twisted, I got to go where people have a little bit of morale. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, is just a choice for my kids. I got kids, so where I live and where they go to school and things like that makes a big difference in my life because I had kids before. It's not my second set of kids. So the first time I had kids, I was in New York and different areas, and I want my kids, my new kids, to have a better shot. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
Better shot. I don't think that they got to go the route that I went to be successful. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they got to go the route that a lot of people went to be successful. I don't think they got to go play ball in the hood to be successful. I think they can work on their craft. You're going to be successful wherever you at. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So my kids is a big reason why I'm down here.
Well, I think a lot of people don't understand, like, success is a mind state. And I'll try to explain that to my son. He's 22. And I was like, yo, like, successful is a mind state. Oh, but I want it now. I said, everybody want it now. Everybody want what they want when they want it. But that's not how it works. So, if you want to be an adult, you're not going to get what you want when you want it.
Well, who determines who's successful or not?
Okay.
Who determines
Okay.
that? Who determines who's successful now? Who's the person that determines this?
I think when we buy into society's idea of what success is, you know what I'm saying?
Well, if
So
you're doing that, then you're not going to be successful.
he may feel uh, the cars, the clothes, the jewelry is success, right?
If you feel some type of way, you're not going to be successful. Success, to really be to do. I don't know about everybody else, man, but when it comes to business, I'm gonna be honest with you. You can't have feelings and emotions involved in business decisions. You know what I'm saying? If you feel that you're trying to be successful, or you think because you want it now, you're not going to be successful. You're not going to be successful because successful people ain't thinking like that. I promise you. Successful people working hard at what they're trying to be successful at, so they don't have time for, got the blinders
The,
on.
the distractions.
Right, focus on what they focusing on their craft. That's what take to be successful. Focus on you and your craft. You're watching what everybody else got and do, and you're trying to measure it up. You think success is because a nigga in a Corvette, a new vet 2022. You don't know if this nigga did a PPP loan. You don't know if he just robbed somebody. You don't know if this nigga got hit by a truck when he was fucking 6 and he got his lawsuit money. You don't know if this nigga both his parents died, left him $1 million. You don't know what. So how can you measure your success to a person that's in a Corvette? You don't know what he went through to get that Corvette or that Stingray or whatever. I don't know what other cars these guys looking at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know what that person went through.
That's the
That person
same
could have did
spew I gave my son.
time in prison and got a lawsuit because their whole life was taken from them. You don't know what he did to get it. So you can't measure success, your life, your success by another man's status.
I was explaining that to my son, man, and you couldn't have said it no better, like, but my thing was, keep your eyes on your own paper. I would tell him, keep your eyes on your paper. Everybody got their time. It ain't your time.
It ain't your time. It's
When it's
all
your
about
time, it's your time. Yep. So when it's your time, it's your time. Right now, it ain't your time. You know what I'm saying? And that's just, that's just the gist of that. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody ain't gonna stay in the batter's box that long, though. Remember I was saying about being able to stay in the box and wait for your pitch?
Yeah.
If you think of what I'm saying in theory, that means no matter what kind of pitch you throw at your head, you got to slide. He almost knocked your helmet off. You got to get back up, dust yourself off, put your helmet, get back in the box. And he throwing 96 to 100 miles an hour. He trying to smoke you and back you off the plate. You still got to stay in the box. Guys can't stay in the box, man. They're going to swing at the first 3 pitches because nah, nigga out. You know what I'm saying? First 3, anything come on, man. Come on, my guy. Like, you got to believe in yourself. You got to be able to stay in the box, man. Wait for the blessing, man. Wait till God just open that door, bro.
And I think that's the struggle that a lot of people have, especially these young boys. You know what I mean? Like they see Instagram, and they think, oh, yo, so and so is lit on the gram. And I'm like, well, what's lit? What's lit? Mm-hmm. Tell me. Well, he got a lot of followers. Well, his story looks good. Like what? I don't understand what's lit. No, I'm just he lit. How is he lit? Like what? When you get like that, they think you trying to like shit on them or shoot their enthusiasm down. But I'm just trying to get them to understand, like, yo, that shit is really about nothing.
Absolutely,
that shit ain't about nothing. But
no,
he don't see it, man. These kids, man, I don't understand.
Nah, they ain't gonna see it because they don't want to deal with the facts. The facts. They ain't everything you say. He feel. That ain't facts. You deal with the facts is a different story. A lot of them young kids don't want to hear the facts. They don't want to deal with the facts. You know what I'm saying? The facts of life. You know what I mean? But just like when I was 22, I ain't want to hear it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't want to hear shit from the whole
did I
don't hear. Nigga, you just. I used to be like, yeah, you just mad because you got caught, nigga. You know what I'm saying? They yo, and they come home from the feds. He be telling me, yo, man, you better chill. Yo, I'm saying, I'm like, yo, I got this, man. What you talking about, nigga? You just mad because you got caught. Until I got caught, right? Until something happens or, some other life-threatening situation happens to you. That's when, that's when you take heed. It's like, oh, wow, this can happen to anybody. This can happen to anybody. Getting indicted is a messed up thing, man. You know, it's not too many people that ever got indicted. You know, one time I looked up the definition, I can't remember how it really read, but an indictment is like a bad thing, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not just the word in its context, not the word as in for the legal term. Yes, it's a bad thing, but an indictment is still a bad thing to indictment on somebody's life. So when you get indicted, like too many people haven't got indicted. That's a bad thing, you know, on any level to get indicted for anything. You know what I'm saying? So not many people walk that walk, and that's a terrible fucking thing to have happened. And so many people got indicted for things they didn't do, innocently, you know, wrongfully convicted, you know, guilty but not all the way guilty, guilty but they can't prove it, you know, and they squeeze you and make you cop out, knowing damn well they didn't have a case in the first place, you know. But I don't believe that jail and prison is a bad thing. I don't believe that. I believe that worse things could have happened, you know. You know, you could have ultimately lost your life or whatever, you know, or a series of things could have happened. You could have still been living or been a paraplegic. You could have been saved from a car accident that could have actually paralyzed you from the neck down, but you went to jail instead and it saved you. You don't know what could have happened, drunk drive. So jail is not always the worst thing that can happen, but I think while you are confined and you are isolated by yourself, I think that's when it's time to find yourself, you know, because you got nobody but yourself. So I seen guys that be locked up and incarcerated. You're in there by yourself. You know, you brushing shoulders with people, but you're technically your own entity in it. You're by yourself. You know, ain't no mama with you, nobody with you. And
but I think that takes a level.
They still don't work on themselves, brother. How you gonna be like? How you come home worse than when you went in, or just the same?
Because it takes a certain level of honesty with yourself. You know what I'm saying? So in order to grow, you know what I'm saying, and when you gotta deal with this, because when you by yourself, when you in there, like I mean, we both know, unfortunately, but when you dealing with this by yourself, and what you gotta deal with you like some people don't really want to say, damn, I did some fucked up shit when I was out there. You know what I'm saying? Damn, like you know what I mean? Like I snaked my man, you know what I'm saying? And I snaked my baby moms. I did this to her, you know what I'm saying? Or my wife, you know what I mean? Or, you know, I acted funny with a family member or whatever, you know what I mean? So when you got to deal with yourself, most people don't want to deal with themselves. Most people don't. That's why people drink and get high and do all this other shit. Because when you start to deal with you and deal with this, you sitting there like you lose your mind in there in jail.
Absolutely.
Half the federal penitentiaries on pill line.
Pill line?
Pill line. Yeah. You know they come with the cart?
Explain to them what pill line is. I know what pill line is. You know, so I know pill line. I want you to explain to people that what pill line is.
So for the listeners out there, the pill line is when the nurse come with the med card with the CO, right? And they give medication out to inmates, some who need them because they have health issues, and some need them because they have mental health issues, right? But a lot of inmates take them because they can't sleep at night because they have trouble sleeping, so they get a sedative. You know what I'm saying? Like the doctor at the jail will prescribe them something in order to get some sleep at night because their brains and everything else isn't clicking and turning on the right time for them in order for them to get some sleep. And if a person is not sleep and they're sleep deprived, they begin to be grouchy and edgy and more edgy than what they are already being incarcerated. So They give them a pill so they could go to sleep at night and keeps them calm. That way they feel that's the way for them to control the environment.
Yeah. And some of these guys walk around like zombies.
And some of them walk around like zombies. So some of your favorite killers out here, some of your niggas that was lit on the gram and son bust his gun and all of this and all of that, all the shit that don't mean nothing. Them dudes be on pill line.
Right on pill line.
Drooling. And sleeping all day.
I'm telling you, I seen guys crush the pills up and sniff them.
Oh yeah.
I seen guys crush them up and sniff them.
I seen guys cheek them and sell them. You know what I'm saying? Like all it's all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's all type of stuff that happens, man, and it's unfortunate, but this is what we deal with. You know what I mean? This is what we're dealing with in society. That a lot of, like you told me, son, a lot of people have mental health issues that we just don't address.
Right. Absolutely.
Mental health is a real big deal. It's serious. It's real.
What I started doing was breaking down stuff on a molecule level and not just on the surface. So I started breaking down like problems and what was the crux of the problem? Like, what was the reason? What's the real problem? What's the problem of the problem? What's the problem? And a lot of things that I realized with people that I had grudges because they had serious grudges against me or some hate. I realized that they're just not mentally ill. They're just mentally sharp. They're not mentally sharp. And that's what I learned about being incarcerated. There's some guys we would be playing spades or whatever you're doing. These guys, when they say pill line, these guys will drop whatever they're doing, like crackheads. The phone, because they're all trying to rush to be first online. It's the weirdest thing you would ever see. Like you said, all these killers and all these dudes be running like a crack dealer just yell crack, and I'm sitting going, what the heck is going on here? That's when I started realizing who my opponent is. Just because the dude looked like he physically can go and he looked like he can beat you up and he looked like this, I started realizing this dude mentally is not ready for any kind of, anything. So you can't fight and argue with every person because you might be arguing with a person that's mentally ill or just not right. So you gotta look at that before you even start to take that energy on from a person. Is they in their right mind? Because if you analyze the problem, you'd be like, there's no way they can be in their right mind. They mad at me about this. There's no way. That you gotta be, that person have to have hate within themselves. You can't, I believe to hate a person or to hate on a person, you gotta have you gotta hate some stuff about yourself first. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you love everything about yourself and you love your life and you love what you're doing and you love your kids and everything, you just love God and you just loving and you just life is going good for you and you loving life and you fucking loving life, how can you even muster up any hate to hate another person that's doing remotely not even doing anything to you? How can I hate? I can't even muster it up unless I hate some shit about myself first. Huh?
I do you one better. You're absolutely correct. Because I used to see that and be like, yo, this is easy, man.
Wi-Fi getting choppy. Wi-Fi getting choppy.
It's mine getting choppy?
Yeah.
You can hear me better?
No, you're breaking up in and out. It's slow.
I'm in and out.
All right, let me see what you're saying. Talk now.
It shows everything.
All right.
No, I was telling them that it's a disease. I'm choppy still.
No, you kind of. Right.
Yeah, so I was telling them that it's a disease. It's a dis-ease. It's a discomfort, like you said, from within. Right. Something within you is uncomfortable for me to say, yo, fuck that nigga Kev.
Exactly.
Or, I like to tell dudes when I was in jail, right? They used to be like, I met a couple dudes from Yonkers and shit. They be like, yo, Kiss is pussy. So I used to be like, well, how him being pussy bothering you? Exactly. And they ain't like that. They ain't like that. They was like, yo, you want some bullshit? I'm like, how am I want some bullshit? I'm just asking. You sitting around all of us telling us how pussy Jadakiss is, right? And I just said, this a nigga from your town, right? Who's still keeping it live, meaning like putting it on the map, representing, still lyrically will murder anybody. And you saying he pussy. So I'm like, how him being pussy is bothering you?
Can't answer that one.
Nigga couldn't answer that one. You go ahead with that shit, man. I'm like, you brought him up to us. We ain't talking about no Jadakiss sitting here. He don't give a fuck about us sitting here. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you calling that man pussy? Because you jealous of him.
Exactly.
You jealous of him. I don't know him personally. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I've never heard nobody say he started with me. You know what I'm saying? I've never heard that.
So right. Like, and what's the definition of pussy? Like
the definition of pussy.
I think is you can't be saying a guy's pussy because he's not willing to risk his whole life, his beautiful life, for you. Guys let things slide because some things are not worth it. It's not worth it. Some people are not even worth the opponent. So you can't. I hate when somebody say a nigga pussy because he don't want to do nothing violent to you. Who are you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
man got kids. That man got a
Yeah.
wife. You know what
That
I'm
man
saying?
is a
Like,
millionaire, man. Man, ain't worry about
yeah,
you.
yeah. You call her a pussy for what? You know what I'm saying? Why? Because he on TV and you not? Like what? You know what I'm saying? What? Because his rap career took off, yours didn't? Like what?
It's
As they
sad.
say in the street, keep banging, get your name up. You know what I'm saying? Like keep
Mm-hmm.
working. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
You know what I mean? So it's, I mean, this whole thing, man, this whole society, man, like we could definitely do another episode where we talk about suckers and how, we've had many talks off air about, when keeping it real goes wrong.
Yeah, but
People.
yeah, I don't want to talk. I don't want to give him the. See, what happened is, what I thought wasn't interesting to me is interesting to some people. So we ain't gonna give them the game for free. And not saying I'm charging people. I'm just saying I'm not gonna talk about it on here. I'm gonna definitely put it in a book and put it in a form, and also the documentary, so they can really get a visual and also some paper by reading and seeing what's going on with us and how things has been. Because one thing about me, I feel like this: if it's up, it's up. Whether it's in private or public. What somebody do something to me in private, I could talk about it in public. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hiding. Like, you can't do something to me and hide. You know what I mean? I don't have it's me. I'm my own producer. So if I feel like saying somebody's name or I feel like telling the truth and I have the facts, one thing about that is going to be the facts to back it up, then they shouldn't have never did what they did. You get where I'm coming from? So with me, I got so much different stories, man. I have so much different Flatbush facts. You know what I'm saying? Big facts.
Yeah.
That we might as well just go ahead and make it interesting while we're in this new millennium, in this new era where everything is visual and I can produce it. I don't have to just talk about it. I can produce it and make it entertaining for somebody to watch and see some of these Flatbush Famous stories. So
for somebody to want to see it, because everybody can sit there and tell a story.
exactly.
Right. So and I think what's gonna separate what Flatbush Famous is doing from the rest of the platforms, no disrespect to them, much shout out to them. We want to make it to the point like, yo, I gotta go log in. I'm in the airport. Let me try to catch up on an episode or something like that, or see what these niggas is talking about. Because I do that when I'm in the airport. I sit there with my headphones on. If I got, what I'm saying? If I get there early, usually I don't. But you know what I'm saying? If I get there early and be like, let me see what these niggas is talking about. You know what I mean? If I'm in the hotel or the Airbnb, I'm like, yo, let me see what these niggas is talking about. You know what I'm saying?
First you gotta be talking about something.
First you gotta be talking about something.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? So
first and foremost. But I think what it is with my community, I feel like, I see a lot of people that done stuff from different areas, some nationally, some locally, along the West. I seen guys that made some names for themselves, and I don't know. I don't think they did a fraction of some of the stuff I did or I seen people do, right? But they're people, right? Some of them are alive, legendary. Some have passed away, legendary, right? My legacy still living on, so I don't know how my legacy is gonna really pan out because I'm still working, I'm still active, getting to it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's gonna be real estate. I don't know. I'm doing so much different things. I don't know. I haven't finished with my legacy yet. But their people is the ones that make them successful, or keep their name going, whether they're dead or alive. It's the people that give them the flowers. It's the people that made Rich Porter, story live on. It's the people that made Al Poe's story live on and things like that. It's not these guys. So you have to have support. And a lot of us don't get support from our people. Like, you can ask somebody to repost something, which is probably the simplest way to support somebody. I think maybe just go like, share. Let me see. Boom, boom, boom. That probably took me like 5 seconds. And you can't give me 5 seconds. But you take the same 5 seconds and go like K Michelle or go like Fab. I know Fab and they ain't worried about y'all. All right. You know what I'm saying? You can like his stuff all you want.
Yeah.
You can like his birthday. You can like my birthday. It's a week apart. But I understand how y'all are or how people are as fans and how some people are. They just, they'll like his but won't like yours. You know what I mean? So it's hard to get support. So you got to keep on working to the point where you got to just gain people respect. Nobody gonna give you nothing. You just got to go take it. You know what I mean? So with me, I'm always been a taker. I'm from Flatbush. I've been a taker. So you ain't gotta respect it. I'm gonna take the respect. I'm gonna get the respect. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna have to respect what I'm doing. Now, if you don't respect it, then you ain't gotta watch it. But if you know me, or if you're a man's man, an alpha male, you're gonna respect another alpha male. Because every time I see another alpha male, I know an alpha male when I see an alpha male. I know a king when I see a king. You know what I'm saying? I salute all kings. You know what I'm saying? Everybody I know, everybody I meet, man, I'm always pleasant. You know what I'm saying? I'm never, a grimy person,
Yeah, no, I feel the same way about me too. Like when I go around people, and as many people you've introduced me to, I mean, not to my own home, ain't nobody ever say, "Yo, what's up with your man? Yo, Kev, what's up with your man? Your man bugging." You know what I'm saying?
Nah, niggas did say that.
About me?
Nah, I'm just joking.
I just say about me.
Nah, niggas like, yo, what's up with your man? I was like, nah, my man. Nah, I'm just joking. I'm
you know what I'm saying?
joking.
But because I feel, you know what I'm saying? If somebody's introducing me to somebody, I'm gonna exude love. Yo, what's up? How you doing? Yo, my name is word. If I see him again, yo, what up? Oh, what's up? Well, you cat people, right? Yeah, all right, what up, son? You know what I'm saying? And it's just love. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, excuse me, it's just good vibes and good energy. You know what I mean? So if I happen to be somewhere without you and they recognize me, oh nah, son was cool when I met him. Yo, what up? Yeah, I nah. Come in. Come in. Who you got with you? Me. Oh, come on, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Like one thing you used to always tell me, yo, little things like you used to tell me my manners could get me indoors, my money couldn't.
Right.
So it wasn't how much money I was gonna spend at your bar. If I was a sucker or a bitch ass nigga, niggas like, yo, hold on, man. I'm gonna get you in. And niggas how you standing outside forever.
Yeah. That's why I love Atlanta, man. We used to be, when I was outside, yo, we used to get in the clubs before certain celebrities, bro. I had to get certain dudes in the club in their city. Like we was outside 8 days a week, bro. That shit was fun. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
it was tiring, but it was fun. You know what I mean? But we was able to like get on our Flatbush, our Brooklyn bullshit. Some of the guys from definitely Bed-Stuy, some Crown Heights guys, Queens, Bronx, some good guys out here in Atlanta. Some of my friends and some good guys I met out here, that I've known about 15 years that are solid guys. But back then, man, we was getting in some spots, not waiting on lines, you know what I'm saying? I don't even now, I don't even know if I feel like it, or sometimes I don't even want to try, but I don't really pay to get into places like that. Like I don't go a lot of places I'm not invited, or I know somebody first of all, or I make new friends. But most places I go, I can go out in Atlanta and not really spend no money other than parking. Get in, liquor, all of that. I don't care what party it is. You know what I'm saying? It could be Ruggs White Party. I don't pay to get in. I don't pay to get in. My face card is good. You see what I'm saying? I can go anywhere. Alex Get on, any one of these guys. My man Bocce Entertainment, Young Bocce, K Bocce. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my man Glenn. So everybody know, like I can get in where I want to get in because I'm just a cool guy. I don't, I come through, and I spent a lot of money in places too, especially early out of my career in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? It was a time where I was just taking the tab because the tab was so light. I'm used to partying in New York, so the tab they giving me, I'm like, this is nothing. Like this was 2 bottles back home. You know what I'm saying? So I was picking up a lot of tabs early out, man, and then it just, people just started respecting me, and respecting how I was patronizing their business as well. So manners would definitely get you indoors that money won't. Definitely will. Now I can't hear you. You better hope Roach editing it for you or something. You think you muted yourself? Can't hear you. You paused it, Roach? Roach. Okay. We're only gonna go about 15 to 20 more minutes.
Hear me now?
Yeah,
I'm
what you
good.
touch?
All right. Now I just went out and came back in, like you said.
Oh, I thought it was an
Oh,
hour and 15 minutes in. All right, so how long we been recording? We got besides about 55 minutes.
I said 55 minutes.
All
So
right,
we got
so
about 5 more minutes to an
so
hour.
Lamar, yeah, you start talking and then he'll edit it. All right,
All
ready?
right. Let's go. All
Start
right.
whatever.
Yeah, man. So, I just wanted to touch on some things, that's just been on my heart and everything like that, as far as like just society as a whole, trying to move forward with the information about that's been shared with me, about real estate, trucking,
Mm-hmm.
banking. There's a lot of stuff I didn't know about banking. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of stuff I didn't know about my business credit that I'm dealing with now, and building and getting the trade lines and doing all of these things. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these things I didn't know was available to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I like I said, I've been fortunate enough to have somebody older.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To have somebody who's uh lived a certain life and can say, yo, nah, you don't handle your money like that. Yo, you do this. You know what I mean? If you don't know how to handle it like this, yo, pay somebody to do it. But pay them so they can
Right.
handle you right. You know what I'm saying? So these are the things that I've had the opportunity to be around and see. And I've been fortunate enough to like try to pass it on to my kids and my little brothers and them, and
Right.
people I've come across. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you just gotta plant the seed. With these young kids, these young people, just gotta plant the seed. You know what I mean? They'll figure it out, but you gotta at least plant the seed. At least open account for them and show them certain things. And most of the kids, like I got a daughter, she's going to actually take her real estate license because I needed a realtor, and uh, she's in college. I think this is got to be perfect for her. Somewhere down the line, she'll be able to make it a career. But she likes it. You know what I mean? She likes it. She likes the financial freedom that is going to be able to afford her once she becomes seasoned in her craft. So if they like it, so one of my kids, he likes drawing. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to push him on the architect side. Because I want him to be able to at least be able to get a craft or a job or a trade, not a job, a trade where they can actually work for themselves. Because that's the way the world is. I don't want one of my kids to go be a correctional officer or police, even though those jobs ain't really going nowhere. But I don't want them to be, one of those type of positions. I'd rather them have the freedom to move around and make their own hours, kind of thing. That's where the way the world is going. I know I got a bunch of homegirls. They're working right now. It's like four of them. They do stuff like they'll go to Costa Rica for 2 weeks. Get the villas, and they all the Wi-Fi, they work, and then they'll go come back for a week or two or a month or whatever. Then they'll go to Jamaica for 2 weeks. Get the Wi-Fi, work remotely from anywhere. You know what I'm saying? The world is changing, man. It's really changing. And I want them to be able to adapt quick. You know what I'm saying? Real quick.
Because I'm still adapted. You know what I mean? I'm still adapted. You know what I mean? Like I just started using a couple years ago auto pay, and when you pay online, because I wanted the invoice, I wanted to write the check out and mail it off. You know what I'm saying? Because I needed to see, but I had to understand that that's not the way the world's going to work anymore.
Nah, that's not the way it's going no more, brother. That's not the way it's going, man. You know what I'm saying? Things have definitely changed. Definitely changed. Right now, I'm learning. I'm starting to do stuff like just work backwards. Like I created a couple of businesses, but I didn't trademark certain things. And the reason why I'm speaking on it because I started the trademarking process this morning. If I didn't do that, I would have never spoke about it. You know what I'm saying? Until I did it. So it just brought came to my attention because my lawyer just hit me. But I started some trademarking process because it's some things that I've created in businesses that I'm doing with people, and the stuff is not trademarked. So I got up this morning while I was doing my morning regimen and answering my emails. I thought about, I said, yo, I gotta complete things that are not complete. Right? What's not complete? I said the trademark is not complete. One of them I need a website done still. One of them I went on today to go get the domain names that's even close to my domain name. Like if I buy like flatbushfamous.com, I'm gonna buy every version of Flatbush Famous that another person could try to come up with. You know what I'm saying? So .net, whatever. I buy all of them. I tie them all up. So I had to go up there this morning and make sure all the Flatbush Famous .org, .net, .co, whoever. I make sure all of them is just, I own every one of them just in case, you know, somebody tries some funny shit. But things like that is what I woke up this morning and I just try to make sure that I cross all my T's and I's. I'm just weird like that, you know what I'm saying? But that's how I set my businesses up. I make sure that I at least do the paperwork part to the T, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't like to do nigga business. That's what I call it, you know.
There's one thing I learned for those who are going to be listening and watching. Make sure your paperwork is tight. Make sure your paperwork is tight and on point. Especially with that trucking stuff. That trucking shit. Make sure your DOT, your authorities, you know, those are the things we didn't really get to tap into today that, you know, that you're going to have, you know, your authorities, what they give you to be able to operate the truck.
Your MC number as well.
You have to, you have to take a physical. I had to go take a whole physical to see if I was physically able to operate a truck, let alone just be the owner. You know, I had to go get an eye exam.
Yeah.
But this
did you ever take a urine? Did they have to take a urine analysis? Yeah. But the thing about it, I told my guy,
and the dude standing right there watching.
But they're not checking for drugs though. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even ask what they were checking for. I just pissed in the cup.
Yeah, but most guys get scared because they think that the trucking, that the DOT, that they're looking for weed or whatever drugs in their system, like a probation type of thing. But they're actually just really seeing how healthy you are. You know, your diabetes, your blood sugar, the same thing, blood sugar, things like that, because they want to make sure that you're physically capable, and not only that, but healthy enough to drive the truck. Because some guys don't eat, you know, driving a truck and pass the fuck out and kill everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I think with the urine test, guys need to know that they're not looking to see if you smoke marijuana or, you know, anything like that. It's more of a physical, part of a physical.
And don't run from it, fellas. You know, in your drivers, people who work for you, if you're gonna start your own thing going on, they have to take those tests as well. They, you know, they paperwork have to be in order. So make sure your stuff is in order, man. Because when those people audit you, you don't want to be shut down for no reason, losing money.
Yeah. But anybody's interested, you know what they could do? I'm in the country, but go on YouTube. They go on YouTube to like truck dispatching or just truck dispatching 101 or, you know, freight 411 or any one of those things. You go online and they have a lot of courses, like 2-hour courses up there on just some questions and some ins and outs and some know-hows of the trucking industry. I think that's dope. A lot of people giving away the game, but the reason why I said because there's so much of the game, you know, you don't have to be greedy. You know, the trucking industry is huge, bro, like huge, you know.
Huge, huge, you know.
So what do you see for yourself? How many trucks you see yourself having? Say the end of 2022. Do you see yourself growing a fleet of trucks, or you just content with a couple, 6, 4, 1? Like, what's your end goal?
By the end of 2022, the goal is to have a minimum of 5 trucks, because I don't think getting the trucks is going to be the issue.
Yeah.
From what I'm starting to see now, getting people that's reliable, that's going to show up.
Right.
You know what I mean? And being that I had to, so I didn't even put that in there. So I had to get hooked up with Indeed to put the job up there, because my truck is a 2-man truck that needs to be manned. So now am I going to have to pay my driver? I'm going to have to pay my helper as well. Mm-hmm. So I can't have a guy saying, oh, my girl had to work and there's nobody to watch my son or my daughter. I can't come in. I can't have that. I'm understanding to it, but my business doesn't depend on whether you have childcare or not. So I need you to have, and I understand now, being an employer, you're going to have to have all your ducks in a row before you come work for us. And if something happens in the midst of that, then we'll work with that, because stuff happens. It's life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But someone who constantly is going to be late and constantly can't make it, that affects the bottom line.
Well, I think that's true. Absolutely. But one thing I think that you should do, if you don't mind me saying, is whatever region, wherever your truck is at, if you live in that region, right, you're going to live wherever the truck is at.
Yes.
All right. So that's cool, because, you know, you can also be your own, you know, substitute driver or your substitute helper. As a small company, if I'm just starting a company with 1 truck, then I want to be on standby if anything don't work out. And from time to time, I really want to get on my own truck and kind of drive a few places and kind of understand. That way, when I do hire somebody, I know really what the job entails. Like, now you got to use 2 straps on this one. You got to have this. You know what I mean? Whatever the case may be, you would know because you would have experience. That would be one thing if it's small. If I was an investor, though, I would actually just fucking, duplicate the process and just get some people like Nini, Boss. What's the name of that company?
Oh, Boss Truck. Boss Truck, right? Is it Boss Truck?
Box Truck Boss.
Box Truck Boss.
Yeah, I would get a company. Box Truck Boss. Yeah, I would get a company like Box Truck Boss to actually, take care of everything for me with the truck. I mean, I would have them hire the driver. I would have them keep me compliant. I would have them do my back end. I would have them do all my bookkeeping. I would have them do everything except, make sure the 1099 for the drivers. I would have Box Truck Bosses, or in my case, Red Light Logistics, the company that I partner with. I would have Red Light Logistics handle that for 25% of what the truck gross per week. You understand what I'm saying? So you won't have to worry about nothing. So what they're trying to create is a package like that where it was a turnkey investment where, people want to get into the trucking industry, but they don't want to do all the, the little stuff like the paperwork. And it's a serious business because you got to make sure your paperwork is right. I feel like this. You have to make sure your paperwork is right because it's an industry where there's a lot of liability. There's a lot of fault. And somebody can get killed, a driver, somebody can get killed in a car easily with a truck. And if your stuff is not lined up right in your LLC and everything, they can probably sue you personally as well. So you have to make sure your LLC is lined up, is in good standards with the Secretary of State. Make sure you got a good letter of standings and things like that. Because if somebody do crash or something do happen, they can actually come after you personally. So what I'm doing now, I'm in the process of creating a holding group that would hold all my LLCs. I'm trying to remove myself from being on the hook for anything that would come after my personal assets. Now, if I ain't have no personal assets, then I wouldn't be really stressing it. But I have enough personal assets where a person might be intrigued to sue me if something happened in an accident. So it's a lot to this thing, man. But the power of the computers, you know what I'm saying? And we can figure it out.
A lot of stuff is at your fingertips. Stroke a few keys. A lot of information is there.
Yeah, I'm a little smart, so I can figure out some stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I can figure it out. Yeah, but see what I'm doing with this, like I was telling you earlier, sometimes I just call people and chop it up. I don't have a set format of how I'm doing this podcast. Even if you call it a podcast, it's more just me calling up some people, or just inviting them to the in studios and just kind of just having conversations. So I really don't want no format. I don't want to ask certain questions. I just want to have conversations. That's why sometimes, you do cut each other off and things like that because this is like raw. This is how we'll be talking on the phone. You cut each other off, right? So somebody had brought that to my attention. I said, well, yeah, it's not that type of podcast. I'll cut people off. They cut me off. We just talking. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad you got on here today, man. I had a couple of hours to kind of get up here and just kind of chop it up with you. So, this ain't our first and last time up here.
Definitely not. And I appreciate the love.
Nah, it's always love, man. But I want you to help me on a couple of guests I got coming in studio. We're going to shoot some in studios. At least I think we have right now. We got twice a month. We're going to be in Brooklyn shooting. So we got some good celebrities, man. Flatbush celebrities, Flatbush famous people. Not only that, just good entrepreneurs and just good humans and good spirits. We got some good people coming up there. So I want you to help me out in the studio with that. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. We're definitely going to do that, man.
Yeah, man. It's been real, man. I'm going to go ahead and jump off this joint, man. I'm going to end this one, man.
Too.
All right, Flatbush Famous, man. My man Lamar Kingwood, Mr. 8th Ave.
Signing out.
Social media, TikTok, 8th Ave, EIGHTH, whatever it is, Ave. What's your thing? Tell people what you think.
My handle is at MR8 THAVE.
Oh, I had it all wrong. See that?
Yeah.
I had it all wrong. So it's Mr. 8th Ave.
Mr. 8th Ave. Yeah.
Yeah. My man Lamar Kingwood, man. It was a pleasure having you, man. Thank you for
appreciate you having me, man.
Yeah, thank you for sharing with us and showing your growth, man. We appreciate you, brother.
And Roach the Genius, man. Appreciate you for logging me in.
Yeah, it's my man, super producer Roach is in the building, man.
Producer Roach, yeah.
We Flatbush Famous, man. See, we family, you know what I'm saying? We just lock in, man. Some good spirits, and we just producing good content, man. Look out for the documentary Roach is going to be putting together, or he's putting together now on me. We got a documentary coming out, so that's going to be dope. But Flatbush Famous, man, it's been another good episode, man. Just fuck with your boy, man. You know what? I got something for you.
All right, man. Yeah.
Peace.
All right. Peace.
All right, man. Peace.
What you tell him? Yeah. Pain come and get a gift wrap. Yeah. Success is only took it like a kid now. Up in NY, I'm going across the Brooklyn Bridge. They baby come to Flatbush.